guys, welcome back to the channel. Man, that was a 4-mile hike here in Cuyamaca State Wilderness. What that means is that dogs are still not allowed. They are allowed at the campground, but not on the trails. It's not the Rancho State Park, but it is still the Cuyamaca Wilderness. So that's the first thing I want to know. Can't bring your dog on this trail. Now, this is the longer way to get to the Green Valley Falls here. If you're interested in the short way that's like about half a mile, stay tuned for next week's video. I'll cover very easily how to get there. This one though, we cover Green Valley Falls and Arroyo Seco loop. We clocked it in right at 4 miles, 600 feet elevation, and the route type is a loop. Before I jump into any more details, really things to note here, right? You're in a campground, so $10 entry. That's something to note unless you have the state park pass. So if you're planning on doing that, just make sure you're aware of that cost. How to get here is really, really simple. You're gonna wanna Google map Green Valley Campground. Once you get into the campground, you're gonna follow the main road. Before you get to campsites like 23 and 81, and I'll put up a video here, you're gonna turn right and you're gonna see the parking lot immediately right here with some bathrooms. You're gonna see the fire road trail start right on that side. Now, let's get into a little bit more detail. We did it counterclockwise. And while it was pretty, I actually recommend that you guys do it clockwise. What that means is you'll walk along the campground a little bit first, you'll head down to the falls, which is beautiful, and then you'll come up on the west side where you start to see Cuyamaca Peak and really just that greenery, those valleys in front of you. Versus on this side, I felt like I kept looking back because that's where I was like, oh, behind me is actually really pretty. If you do plan on doing it the way we did it, I'm gonna cover that now, which is you really start on Arroyo Seco trail. It's a fire road. It's pretty right now because there's rain, so there's some flowers, very green, but normally I'd say this is not anything that's too beautiful. It's really not until you get past Pine Ridge Trail. So don't go on that because that'll cut straight through the middle and this whole trail, this loop. So once you pass Pine Ridge Trail is really when it opens up, really when you start to see those views of the valley, Cuyamaca Peak, just everything that if you've headed towards like Three Sisters, you'd find on that side. Really beautiful. You start to loop it back around. Again, really, really pretty views on that side down to the falls. Because it is a fire road and because this is really meant for the falls, there's not a lot to say about the trail itself. It's beautiful in some parts. There's a lot of flowers right now, but normally, like if you'd go during the summer and stuff, I actually don't even recommend you'd go during the summer. It'd be way, way, way too hot. As I mentioned, I'm gonna cover next week the half-a-mile trail to get down to the falls and back. So stay tuned for that. That's it for this video. I'm gonna keep it short and I'll see you guys next week.